Hey everyone, welcome back to another challenge recap video. I have my man Philip with me here holding it down, and today we're talking about Y2K logos. We just finished up the Y2K logo challenge, and we had a time right after that where a lot of voting was going on and stuff like that. So now it's time, votes are closed. Now it's time to see the winners and also award a special winner. So make sure you're continuing to watch to the end because you might see your design come up. We might critique your design, and we might also be awarding you a yearly expert plan to Kittl. What I would like to do first is go up here and check out the top three, and I want to talk about why these might have won, why they make good designs, what's going on well here, and or if there's maybe anything that can be improved. Let's start from third place to first place as we commonly do. So Philip, in the third place logo here, why do you think this is in the top three, and why does it match the Y2K logo style?
So first of all, this is really like really clean, really structured. You know, you got like the three elements. You have this orbit with the stars, you got the planet, and then you got the typography, which is kind of experimental, fits the timeline pretty well, and this retro futuristic vibe that Y2K has. And it's overall just a very, very good unit, you know, and I think that's well-earned third place.
Yeah, and with the colors, there's this matching of the Y2K brightness of colors, right? In this niche, we have not here in this specific one. Obviously, we have the black, and then we have the yellow, very contrasty, black and yellow and white. But we also see in Y2K, we have the bright neon greens and the pinks, and occasionally, we'll see a yellow in this. But this still matches because it is that form of like bright colors against, a dark background or whatever. So I think it does have everything going on, as well as the type is in that kind of futuristic-y Y2K style. You know what I mean?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, all of these three have this high contrast. Is really important. It doesn't matter so much if it's black and white or if it's colored, as long as the contrast fits,
Yes, absolutely. So with the second design here, we have Jetson's Spaceworks, which I think is very clever. I like it a lot. I like the rocket ship that's kind of going across the way. Now we have different colors going on in this one that still work together. But why do you think this one earns that second place slot?
First of all, what I noticed is that the element in the background is distorted. So to fit the dynamic movement of this rocket, this element actually is not distorted when you take it in the original form. It's just round. It's a globe. And yeah, you have this contrast. You take like only 3 or 4 colors. Very nice. It's really appealing to the eye, I think. And the font pairing is nice and pretty good attention to detail. Very nice design.
Yeah, and we already mentioned again with the colors and the way that the type is coming off of the we have some depth there with the shadow of the big kind of blocky shadow letters, also a big part of Y2K that you might commonly see, or otherwise known as like puffy design. I've also seen like a word that would come after Y2K is like Y2K puffy, which is like a big thing if you're doing street apparel and you're going to do like a puffy vinyl shirt. This kind of reminds me of that with the depth of the letters there. So there's a lot of things going on here that are really nice. So absolutely well done to Roger. And so with this first one, this one's definitely well done. It fits our brief very well. It's easy to see the type. Obviously the type is very Y2K, but why is this one in first place? Like what's going on well here?
The composition is just really good. So you have a lot going on here, but everything fits together. You see a lot of designs here that also try that, but the relations between the elements sometimes are a little off. And here it's just like a really, really good match, even though there is so much going on. And you got the 2 colors, and this is also really important when you have a lot of elements. It totally helps if you reduce the colors to give it more clean appearance.
Yes.
And, so this is really the fonts are perfect for this topic, and takes me back to the 2000ers.
Yeah, absolutely. And I really do like the play of the multiple style elements here, the dots that are kind of like fading in the background, but then on top of that, they've layered those kind of like lava lampy, gooey looking shapes on top and put them together in such a way that they kind of create that backdrop for that type to sit inside, which is really nice. But you still, you know, you're not messing up the rest of the dots or the stars or anything like that. So really well done composition. And like you said, Philip, I think the font choices here really do match Y2K. So excellently done. I don't even know if that's a word. Excellently? I think it is.
Don't ask me, man.
Don't ask you.
Don't ask me.
Job well done. Anyway, excellence to these top three. But let's scroll down and check out, of course, our honorable mentions, because we had lots and lots and lots of entries to this, which are really, really good. Maybe we talk about this one. It did kind of catch our eyes earlier, but there's maybe one or two things are off here. I like it, but there's definitely some improvement that can go on here. What do you think? What do you think, Philip?
I think this one is really good, and somehow I think it fits the topic, but the color choice is good. Totally, but if you want to take this in the Y2K style more, then you need the neon colors, you know.
Yes.
For this one, especially because of this scratched drawing, because you need to somehow. This is already like not the most common thing that you will see in the Y2K logo, so you need to somehow bring it more in the direction of Y2K, and this is what works through colors. So this gold color could have been like green or pink or something, and then would be really nice.
Yes,
and also down there was the typography down there, the flying of the right. It's maybe a little much. I think you can just take it off.
I mean, I would agree that flying of the flying on the winds of change plus this little element, I think it's just not necessary. I think Rise of the Pegasus is already pretty obvious. And this element here, it is not, you know, specific to Y2K logo design. It is something that you would see in Y2K street peril style design. There are a lot of these. We actually just did a video, which by the way, all of you can check it out, where we made a Y2K style streetwear, you know, apparel. We put it on a hoodie and a t-shirt, and we used some of these kind of like you know, these Greek looking elements and stuff, but what we would typically do is just make the outlines a bright neon or a pink or something like that. So I'm not saying this is a bad design, but I think color work here is really, really important, like you said already, Philip.
Yeah, and it's not the wrong approach, or just to make it very clear, it's a good approach, but you have to check out some details to bring it more in the Y2K direction. That's
absolutely. Let's check out Godspeed here, because this one's also pretty good.
I mean, that's super nice. It reminds me somehow of the toys that I bought in my childhood, or my parents bought for me, of course, like the Super Soaker.
Yeah.
And this is really like this dynamic font with the splashy details. I mean, these are stars obviously and not splashes, but you know, it's nice.
Yeah, and it's on the angle, kind of like I think kind of like the Nerf logo as well, like the Nerf toy logo or whatever. Was very Y2K. But why? So I mean, obviously this is well done, easily adaptable. It fits in with the Y2K logo brief that we gave. But why do you think this one? You know, what could have made this one kind of go up into the top three? I mean, when I'm looking at it, I think that maybe there's just too much of the stars and stuff. Like, it's just not really necessary.
Yeah, I mean, you could take out the stars, but I think the stars are actually pretty good. But if you would turn down the opacity of these stars, so the Godspeed itself with the orbit and the star, the main element of this logo would really shine, and the rest is just like the background, you know. And so the overall image is just everything is a little bit too present here, and we don't have really a focus of view where we want to look at. And it seems kind of like troubled, you know, like a little too wild.
Yeah, like there's an explosion that's happened.
Yeah, I mean that's cool, but if you would have just reduced the opacity of the stars in the background, it would be definitely much stronger, in my opinion, of course.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. We definitely want to make sure that we're leading the user visually to where they're to where they're supposed to look. That totally makes sense. Let's see. Oh, let's check out Cyberpulse here. So this one's like, I think we might be lacking a little bit of the depth is not quite there for this to be, visually like what I'm supposed to look at, I guess. Like, what do you think here?
I think with the white outline of the letters and then the green, this is maybe a little bit too blurry, and blurry is the wrong word, but it is like diffused, and it's not so easy to read, and I think that's not so super appealing for the eye. So maybe just take this first outline of white away, and
I think I would maybe fill in these gaps with more green.
Definitely.
So fill in this, send it to the back, do a little green box here, a little green box here, a little green box right here across, and then you take that white off, and I think that would look pretty already. I kind of try to like see it with my eyes. It looks a little bit better. The layout, not really, harping on the layout at all. It's just I'm just trying to help this person how this might, kind of go to the next level.
That's pretty good. That's a really good advice. I would totally agree. Just fill out the space that is that makes it more diffused. You have this every we call this white space when you have spaces between letters and stuff where no letter is actually. If you would fill these up, you would have a much cleaner design, and then maybe you could even leave the white outline there. So really good points, I think, what Drew said there.
Let's see what else we have going on. We do have a couple things that are, just not quite on the par. Not saying they're not, fine designs in their own right, but like these two here, and this one here, they're not exactly Y2K logos. So we kind of mentioned this in the previous video Philip and I did. Really think about what the brief is, and try to play to the brief. Like this one even is like pretty. I'm actually okay with this. It's pretty funny. It's pretty silly. I think the colors need some work because it's a little. This kind of turns into, it's kind of hard to read this. I think maybe. But I think it's funny. Like I could see that for sure as like a little thing on a shirt, like on the chest or something like that.
That's actually it's not bad. The colors are just not there.
Right.
If you would, this one is really like a Nintendo style thing.
Ah, yeah.
Definitely go with like Nintendo like colors, like more bright stuff. And if you would do that, you would totally nail the topic.
Yes, absolutely. This okay. I don't even remember Galaxy Pizza logo design. Like I'm kind of vibing with this a little bit.
Yeah.
I think here the colors could use some work because this bright yellow is a little bit distracting, and maybe tweaking some placement of some stuff. Like this pizza slice could be here in this giant gap. What do you think about this? I'm kind of vibing with this though. I could see this on a pizza box, like for real. Like I could.
Yeah, I understand why. I think the only thing here, I think I understand what the person wanted to achieve here with this design. And I think if you would delete the stars in the background, like all of these, and just take a photo, you could have just taken a photo of a galaxy or some stars. You can do this in Kittl, by the way. I think, and if you would dim this down, this would be really great, like really nice. And of course, reduce the colors and everything, and the two types of yellow is not. It makes it again a little too wild,
Yeah.
But if you would just delete the stars and put another background, super nice design.
Yeah, and I think that would be that's great advice. I think that would be really good, and I can totally see like mocked up on a pizza box because a lot of pizza boxes are white, or at least white or cardboard, one of the two, and that kind of white with the red together would look actually cool. Like if that was actually a pizza joint. So
I see this on a pizza taxi.
Yeah.
Here's the star. Let's get to the star.
Star. Here we go.
Yeah.
So this is really nice.
Yeah, it's just totally there. It's totally I mean it's when you think of, I think when you Google Y2K, you will find this one. I'm not saying this is copied or anything, but this is totally the
you'll see something like this for sure.
Definitely the relations of everything, the size of the star in relation to the font here, with the points and with the dots in the background, and the colors are totally in the topic here, and yeah, totally Y2K.
Yeah.
How many votes did this get?
I'm not entirely sure. I know this means 45 uses, but
Yeah,
where do we see the votes at?
I think when you when you push the X, you see the likes next to it.
9. Okay.
Yeah, so I think the third place was like 14 something.
Something like that.
Yeah, people realize this is also really good.
Yeah, and I would say like one kind of cool design element that this person did, you know, for everyone to notice is I really like how the outermost outline of the star is purple, and then they've blended the outer weight of the font purple to make it look like it becomes part of this. I'm not saying other people didn't do this. I'm just saying for those that are thinking about Y2K logo design, want to maybe up theirs, improve theirs, they're really blending elements nicely to make them fit together. If this outline had been green, it would be cool, but it wouldn't have that same loudness. It wouldn't be as right, I think, as having the purple around the letters like this that's blending into the star. That's at least what my eye sees.
Yeah, maybe I have a good example for that. Wait a second.
Example.
A little example when you scroll up, or when you scroll, I think when you scroll down a little more. Yeah, when you see on the right there, this year 2000.
This one.
So when we just what Drew just mentioned, the person who did the star before was totally blending these elements together, and this is actually, it's like this is more of a sketch for a logo. And if you would blend this more together and put the elements in a more harmonic relation, I'm not saying this is bad or anything,
right,
but if you would have blended this a little more, make this more like a unit, you know, like a thing that belongs together, this would have performed much better, you know.
Yeah, and you can see the same thing that you just pointed out, and the thing that I was talking about before is this: how can this element and this type, you know, play together correctly? You know what I mean? And so it's really easy to do there with just some tweaking of colors, and then maybe moving some of these elements together, and, you know, moving instead of having if you have your main text like this straight, I'm not saying you can't use angled text with straight text, but this could just be, you know, hunched over the top of 2000 right here, and it would be just kind of moving your hierarchy around a little bit would really make this.
I just wanted to bring this up because this one is also really reduced. We don't have so many elements, and it's kind of comparable to the star in the
simplicity aspect.
Yeah, right. And but this one has not more or less elements. It's just not so conscious put together, you know. At least I think. I mean, it is put together with an idea behind it, of course. But the thought with the star was to create a unit, and here it was to put elements together, you know.
Right. Yeah. Just little tweaks that can really really elevate, you know, your designs to the next level.
I think especially Y2K is a really good example in general for these. Just sometimes it's just in the details. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Kind of same, you know, idea here is there's nothing. There's, you know, at face value, there's nothing like wrong with this design. It's not, you know, hopefully nobody thinks we're just up here telling people their designs are wrong or anything, but there are things here that could be just tweaked. Like, I don't think you need the hexagons behind there, especially in a different color. I think if you outlined the umbrella and the world with the white, or inverted the colors of the globe and made, you know, it's same kind of deal we were talking about with the star. You know, hopefully you can kind of already see it coming together. Just these little tweaks can really bring out the Y2K-ness. Last week we were talking about how to improve the ugliness of your sweater designs. Now we're talking about how to improve the Y2K-ness of logos.
True professionals.
True professionals. Umbrella
Okay.
World, though. I really like that idea. I also like this idea, like Dream
Yeah.
Team. Like, again, I think just tweaking colors here would make this stand out, and I think maybe that could have got more votes. I mean, what do you think here? I'm
I
vibing with
think,
this. I can see it on the
yeah,
shirt.
this is good, and I think in my opinion, the colors are fine. I think the outline of the Dream Team is just too thin, and the line is in relation to all the other black elements. This line is just a little too thin, and so it doesn't look so super balanced.
Yes, here you can
That's
maybe
all.
if moving my mouse here, you can see what he's
Yeah,
talking
if you
about.
give this a little more weight, and I think the design is great, fits the topic, and good elements, good choice of font.
Yeah, you can see what he's talking about. What Philip's talking about is well defined here because you have this nice big black space between team and the hearts, but then up here you have Dream with really thin, and it's not blending here as much. So that, I mean, that's such an easy tweak. I mean, that would be seconds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, super easy.
Seconds. Okay, future world. Maybe we'll pick just a couple more to talk about, and then we'll award our special winner. So this one also, well done, well layout. Maybe a little much going on. What do you think about this one?
Super simple. Just decide if you want the globe or if you want these three things on the left.
Yeah.
Just take one of these. Take the
Yeah.
dots if you want. Delete the other and take the thing that you've chosen, make it big and put it in the background, and boom, you're done.
Yeah, boom, you're done. Boom, you're a master. Done.
Yeah, and I think you can make it like this, but somehow when you look on the left, on the top left, there is really not so much going on. And then you have this on the top right and bottom left, there's really a lot going on, and somehow it looks like just that somebody just put it there. It isn't, like we said before, it isn't really like, together, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see the idea, and I'm understanding what's happening with, placing something there, and then you see space, down below, and you're like, I need to place something there. I totally get it, and I understand that urge, and it's also because probably this angled text with like starting the second word halfway-ish through below the other word is a very common Y2K thing. But then when you do that, you've set yourself up to try to figure out how to fill the space that's on the left side. So you don't have to always do that, by the way. You don't always have to angle your text and start it halfway through in the bottom one. But I see what you mean. Just choosing one of these and making it bigger, putting it behind, I think it would be, it's there. It's already there,
By the way, people that are watching, you don't have to do anything that we're saying.
You don't have to listen to us at all.
Yeah, I mean, you can, but you don't have to. And in the end, it's we are. This is our job, but we are not all knowing,
Not all knowing. No, definitely not. I'm gonna put that on a shirt. Definitely not all knowing. Let's see. What's another one that's maybe you want to? Let's pick one more. Maybe you want to talk about.
I think actually at this point there are a lot of designs that are worth to talk about here. Definitely.
Okay. Well, let's pick a couple then. Whatever. Let's see. What do you want to go first?
Let's No, I wanted to finish this somehow. I want to say there is a lot, but we have to come to an end. So I would go with the what's up glitch. Yeah.
So what's on your mind with this one here?
I think what's up glitch, the words in there itself is pretty fitting for the topic because of the Y2K glitch, of the millennium and every computer is burning down.
Yes.
Did not really happen, but I think most of us can remember that, and so it's really not only from a visual perspective, but also from the content. It's like fitting for Y2K. I think this is more like an homage to Y2K because there are so many elements that belong in the topic.
Right.
I think it's really like a homage to the whole topic of Y2K and not a single logo,
Yes, there is quite a bit going on here that, you know, might be a little bit difficult in terms of scalability as a full-blown logo, but I can definitely see it as, I mean, it belongs in Y2K through and through. You know what I mean?
If you would write an article maybe about Y2K and you have a logo that's on top, it could be this one because
Yeah, it could be this one.
You know,
the categorical logo. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I like it. Well done. See, Y2K sticker, logo, or T-shirt concept. That makes sense. You know, that makes sense to me. So I think definitely job well done here. I think it's nice. I think everybody did a great job. I mean, I don't think anybody that we've talked about so far is, you know.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say basically. There are a lot really good designs, but it takes a lot of time to talk about everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think it is time to award our special winner that we were talking about beforehand, and that we've already, kind of discussed. Star Labs. You know, we've kind of already explained why we like this one. You know, is there anything else why you want to explain? We're kind of awarding this one as the special winner.
Yeah, I think for this topic it's really a tough one, because for me the time of Y2K is pretty emotional, because I was like really young at this time. A lot of this stuff reminds me of games or toys or just parts of my childhood, you know. Yes. So I also think the Godspeed one is really nice because it reminds me of so much of this time. But the Star Labs is just like the prototype of every Y2K logo here.
Yeah, that's a great way.
It's not even about taste here. I think when we come to this decision, it's really about this logo. It just nails the topic.
Yes, it does. Absolutely. I would agree with that completely. It's a very much a part of that late 90s, early 2000s whole ordeal. So well done. Your account has been upgraded. Well done to everyone, though. That was a super fun challenge. I think it was fun for us to be able to go through and actually look at logo designs and give feedback and critique, because I mean, again, like Phil said, or not, you don't have to listen to us, but you could easily do some tweaks and use them for whatever you want. Maybe you are starting a Y2K apparel brand. Maybe you are starting, you know, maybe you are doing a little indie game or something and you want a little Y2K style logo or something like that. So hopefully everyone had fun kind of just checking out these little critiques and fun doing the challenge. So Philip, before we sign off, is there anything you want to say, any encouragement or anything like that about the challenges?
Yeah, so like I said, you don't have to listen to us, but all these things that we say about the Y2K, not all these, but a lot of this, creating a unit, creating harmony and balance, it applies basically to every topic in design. And so it's not just about Y2K when we say that. You can apply this to almost every kind of logo. Make it a unit, give it a strong shape, and you're good.
and boom, you're good.
Boom, you're a master. Yeah,
I love it. Yeah, well, thank you everyone so much for watching. If you missed out on this challenge and you're watching this and you're like, dang it, I wish I would have entered because I would have crushed it. We'll crush the next challenge. You can go check it out. Check the link. It'll take you to our challenges page. We have multiple challenges going on. You can join the next one, and you may see your design up here on this video. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to Kittl. That would be awesome. It takes just a second. Hit that red button. Thanks again for watching, and we will catch you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.